Greetings and salutations, my artsy friends. How is everyone today? So sorry I am late. You know what? I was just fiddling around. There is no excuse. There is no excuse at all. I was just fiddling around and lost track of time. Looking at pictures, you know, all the things. Everybody take a drink. Let's start things in a healthy way by keeping ourselves hydrated. So, if you are brand new here, if you would follow, like, and subscribe to Corbiere-Scott Designs, I would greatly appreciate it. Follow on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. It doesn't cost you anything. Just click a button. And then ask to join Stitch Along with Ann Facebook group and Ann Corbiere-Scott Designs Facebook group. Those are the easiest things to do, and it helps me tremendously. Anyway, and then for all things Ann and Artsy, go to AnnCorbiereScottDesigns.com, my website. So I'm still working on the assignment I gave to you guys last week or 2 weeks ago, or I don't know, whenever I asked you to do something. These two pieces. I am still working on my versions. I have other things I want to do in these, and I originally thought that I would work on those today. But some people have finished, and so I don't know if anyone's finished this, the hand on the Aunt Marie art printable. So I'm colored penciling mine. And it's kind of interesting to see it evolve. Do you know what I mean? I think you can kind of see my hand. There we go. And then, and colored the outside, remember? So still working on that. Still working on this one because, like I said, I have like an idea of something more I want to do with my gel pen, and I will share that as we go along. I will say that I finally unpacked my suitcase. I know, but you know, there was some stuff in there that I didn't want to look at just yet of my mom's. But when I went through there, so I hope that you will do this just in your day-to-day life. But I gathered, you know, we had lots and lots and lots of flowers from bouquets that were sent to my mom, or bouquets that we bought for the funeral home, and then then they were moved to the church, and then and then where the luncheon was, and they were those big, you know, it's like a big spray, like a flat on the back side, full on the front side flower arrangement. Anyway, I picked out all kinds of flowers and put them in this Ziploc bag. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I'm thinking I might jelly print with some of them, but then wait. In those big arrangements, there was lots of greenery, and so shut up. Look at these giant leaves. Teresa took 2, and I took 2, and so I thought that I could do something with that, and that would be a little bit therapeutic for me. But look at. Can you see the imprint it made in my paper towel? Oh, I love that. And then, you know, I always love to do a walk in the woods on Sugar Island. And so that's just always super healing to my heart. And so I have some ferns in here and some pine needles, a couple of different, some cedar, some eucalyptus, of all kinds of things that I'll do something with. But just always take a Ziploc with you. You never know. You never know what you might kind of come across. Good morning, Keely, Valerie, Sue, and Lisa. If you're here, say hello. I would appreciate that. Hello, Rose Francis. Okay, so today, I saw we've talked about this before, where if you see an idea, you can take hey, Sienna, that's so funny. I was just thinking about you because I sent you that video, but I was also thinking about, I have some things to send you. Your mom got 2 big leaves like this. I got 2 and she got 2, but I've seen lots of really cool jelly printing examples with these leaves. And so I thought, perfect. So get one from your mom. Okay, so here's what we're doing today. So I saw this idea, and I'm going to do it on a couple of different things. I have some plain copy paper, and I have some of my vintage papeteries. So let's just try it on plain copy paper first. So I'm just going to take a piece of plain copy paper, and I have a couple of different kinds of daubers. I have the moppers, which are from Posca. These contain acrylic paint. So you can't once it's down, it's pretty down. But I got these cheap ones on Amazon, and I thought, and they are water soluble, but you could use a bingo dauber. Those are water soluble, all kinds of things. So this is what we're going to do. We're just going to make a variety of dots on a paper. So this is the basic idea that I saw an elementary school art teacher do. And then we're going to, take it up a notch like we always do. But if you don't have a dauber, you can certainly do this with watercolor paint, right? Then we're going to set that aside to dry, and then we'll do another color. So I have this, and this whole pack of 6 of them, I think it was maybe $20. It wasn't horribly expensive. And the cool thing about daubers is you can do a million things with them. So I was thinking about teaching a dauber class, because you could do so many things. You could do so many things with them. These are kind of interesting because they're, it's kind of going down with like automatic shading. That's kind of cool. I don't know why one side is more ink is coming out, or more paint, or whatever it is. I don't know. I'm thinking it's probably, I don't know, maybe ink. I'm not sure. It looks very artistic, doesn't it, with that? Okay, set that one aside to dry. Let's do another one. What else do we have? Orange. Uh-oh. I don't know that this one's been used yet. Let's see. I have some junky paper that we can... I have these weird Post-its that I got at Savers, which is a thrift store around here. And there were like packs and packs and packs of these. And I just bought them for note-taking. There we go. Now it's moving. This one's not as juicy as some of the others. Oh, now it's getting juicy, I think. So you could just do this, and I haven't treated this paper in any way. It's just plain old copy paper out of the copy paper tray. Ooh, yellow, that'll be pretty. See, that one hasn't been used, I don't think, yet either. Kind of hasn't been primed. And this is, the bottles are kind of hard plastic, so I'm not really able to squeeze them. But there we go. So, the art teacher, the elementary art teacher, and now I don't remember her name. Miss, good morning, Lynn. Something art. Mrs. something art. Anyway, I like to go on her Instagram because I always get like a jumping off point. Do you know what I mean? And this is going to be a big experiment. So, don't expect perfection, but we'll have fun figuring it out along the way. All right? I have 2 more colors. So let's do 2 more colors and see what happens. I have blue and purple. So this is just all about making more art papers for us to collage with or use as a background, all the things, right? And they don't have to be uniform, they're just, you know, whatever kind of happens. Those are kind of the papers that I love the best, I think. The ones that just kind of happen. Good morning, Kay. How are you today? Get a Clorox wipe out here to clean up some of the... Good morning, Peggy. How are you? Clean up some of this other ink. Oh, and I have these little strips of washi tape up here. I'm wondering if I... See what happens if I just dauber all over this heart cactus. Let that dry, see what happens. I don't know. Okay, now the only one left is purple, so let's... sometimes you need to put a little pressure, I'm thinking. To get a big full circle. So this is a technique that's kind of many steps. So you need to be a little patient. Oh, let's do that one again. Okay, so let's set this one aside to dry. And let's bring back the first one. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take my the mega brush that I bought at Dick Blick. And some, I want to make sure I have some paper towel close. So I think I might need to clean a little color out of there. Nope, I'm good. Okay, so I'm just dipping this big brush into clear water, right? And now I'm just going to drag this across and see if we get some, oh, a little bit there. Get some color blending. I told you. It's an experiment, right? Okay, so that didn't bleed very much. So what can we do? Well, what if we, but the paper's all wet, right? So what if we take the dauber and daub onto the wet, right? Let's see what happens. Like some of them are getting a little bit, some of them are getting a little bit bleedy, and that's kind of where we want to go, right? So now let's repeat the process while they're still wet. See if we get some bleed, right? And I can see the places where it's more wet than others. You can see the places that look a little more gray, look a little bit more, I mean, you could certainly like make your own daubers and all of that jazz. I'm just using what I have. So I'm just going to continue to repeat the process, right? So I have this, so let's go back with the dauber on top of the wet. Layers and layers and layers, you guys. Layers and layers and layers. Okay, right? Now let's repeat the process. There we go, there we go. Shut up. That is making me so happy. And I'm doing this all on a craft mat, of course. All right. That is what I wanted. This is what I wanted to happen right here. Right? So just know this is just copy paper, right? So I'll put my water over here. This is just copy paper. So that's a lot of water for my copy paper to absorb, right? So I'm thinking that we need to, I just need to let it dry a little bit on its own naturally, and then I'll bring in my my heat gun and see if I can do a little something with that. I'm gonna add some more green up here now that that's kind of dry. There you go. I'm telling you, a craft mat is like one of my favorite tools, I think. Somebody recently asked me my favorite tool, and it's obviously a pencil, but oh, that's making me happy. But I do love a craft mat because I use it in a billion different ways, right? A billion different ways. So I wanted to talk to you about, so last night, Jeff and I watched the Bob Marley movie. Oh my gosh. I will just tell you, I worked at the Phoenix Indian Center for a long time. That's where I met my Jeffrey, by the way. He was kind of the only white guy there. But anyway, be that as it may. Navajo girls love Bob Marley. So I listened to a lot of Bob Marley, and I just fell in love with him because he had a peace-loving heart. And And I just loved his music. I just went through a whole reggae stage. I had Bob Marley and UB40. Those were my go-tos. Anyway, I even had a Rastafarian hat. Please, it was a phase. It was a phase. But the music stuck with me. And watching his story was just fascinating. It was just fascinating to there you go. There you go. You're going to do the exact same thing, Keels. You're just going to make some circles, let them dry a little bit, and then reactivate that paint with water. Exactly. That's what we do around here. We use what we have, right? We use what we have. What was the other thing I wanted to talk to you about? Oh, I just got a bunch of lemons from Lucinda. So if anybody has any great lemon ideas, I like to, oh, that's so cool, Keels. I know the beat is just, like you can, it's kind of like powwow music. I can feel it in my heart, and that always makes me happy. And I'm sure, so when we lived in San Francisco, we, we had a boombox, but I had Bob Marley and UB40 cassettes, and I would play them ad nauseum. So I'm sure our friend Quack's sister, who lived in the downstairs part of the house, I'm sure she was like, seriously, move on to something else. But I would just listen. But that's how we listened back in the day, isn't it? Over and over, and learned all the words and all that jazz. So I'm going to let this dry. Bob Marley, I wanted to tell you about that. Oh, so I went to my, I got up the gumption and I went to my P.O. box, and I was delighted to find a giant stack of cards and a present. And so I'll show you. And this beautiful card, I just love, isn't that wispy and beautiful, and the purples and blues, and aren't you just madly in love with the composition of it and the color palette? And then here they have like almost like a linen kind of edging. So I'm like, oh, I can totally be completely inspired by all of that. This is from Nancy. And Nancy is a online friend from New York, and I just adore her. Someday I hope I get to meet her in person. This beautiful card is from Debbie Pack, and can I tell you, tell you that she has taken to using my artsy flowers as envelope decoration, and that just makes my heart just sing. Anyway, so I have this, the world needs more people like you. And then she wrote me the loveliest note about how I inspire her, and that just touched my heart and was just what I needed. And I love that she did so many artsy techniques. I love that. I love that. I love that she took a jelly print and art paper, much like we're making today, and she used that as the base of her card, and then put an art printable on top of that. I love that. Okay. This one, isn't this pretty? I agree, Lisa. I agree. This one is my friend Sue. Sue, are you here this morning? Oh, she might be. I think she was going on an art retreat. And this is just, look at, she just cut a piece of paper. I believe this was some pattern paper, but think about how you could do this same technique with your art papers. Sue, hey. right? And look at, she added little jewels every once in a while and wrote me a lovely note. Thank you, Sue. Thank you, thank you. Hey, Vic, how are you? This card was made by my wonderful friend, look, Debbie Pack. It's so pretty. And look, she drew a cactus and sun on there. Lord, I lift your name on high. And she drew she and I. And then wrote me the loveliest note of condolence. My heart was singing. This one is from our friend Lori, who hails from British Columbia. And oh my gosh, the sentiment on this card was so beautiful. And her sentiment is even more beautiful, as you can imagine. But look at this. Look at this swirly. You know I'm going to use this in something. I'm inspired by this. And the lettering, totally. And do you see how they only mixed two different fonts? This one and plain. Like a Helvetica, sort of. Anyway, remember that, letterers. Don't mix more than two typefaces. It's too hard on the eyes. Okay. Oh, here's a beautiful one look at that embossing with some gold just rubbed on the edges. Remember Rub and Buff? That's what it reminds me of. And it's from, sorry about that, Susan Anderson. Thank you so much, Susan. They just mean the world to me. They just mean the world to me. And then this one is from a new friend, Gail, who's the one who inspired me to let's do a study on the Artist's Way together starting in May. Anyway, she sent this because she sent it twice because I typed the wrong P.O. box number. Anyway, she wrote me this lovely note, and she sent me a glassine bag from In-N-Out Burger. See, art journalers, we know how to find some good stuff, don't we? And then she die cut a cute tag inside of it. Who knows what that's going to become? Who knows what that's going to become? Then the final card in this stack is a Trader Joe's card. And you know what? If you have to buy a card, go to Trader Joe's. They have the best cards. They're just the loveliest. Anyway, this card came from my friend Susan. And look at her gorgeous handwriting. Totally inspired by that. And a gorgeous sentiment. And she wrote super kind words to me. And inside of the envelope, it was a pink padded envelope, was this painted rock. Okay, I'm going to open it up all the way. Tied with a piece of hand-dyed fabric. Shut up! So cute, right? I need something pokey. Get under there. To just loosen that. And then, holy tamale, wait till you see how beautiful it is. Susan does the most beautiful painted rocks. So much so. I find them so inspiring that I asked her if she would, look at this. Look at this. It's our word for the year. And she signed the back. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So what a treasure, right? What a treasure. A literal touchstone. Anyway, I asked her if she would assist me in teaching a rock painting class in our next retreat, right? How amazing would that be? I know, Keels. I flipped when I saw it. And then, I got this one in the mail. Look at this gorgeous envelope. Keely always makes her own envelopes. And look at this one. She totally made it out of an art paper. Stop it. And then here's the card. Bugs and kisses. Love that. And then she wrote me the loveliest note inside. And she went back to one of the art stores that Keely and Peggy and I went to in Madison and got me a sticker from them for my art journal. So I'm going to dry this, but then this needs to find a home in my art journal. So this has been drying for quite a little while. So I want to do the same kind of practice on all of my papers that I've created, right? I'll do the same thing with the green one and the blue one and the purple one and the orange and yellow, right? This is so soaking wet. It's going to take a long time. I wish I had I should just take it outside to dry. That might be cool. I wish I had a hanging rack, a drying rack, but I do not. Might be something I start looking for. Oh, Keels, I need to move your beautiful artwork. I like to do this sometimes, so I take a paper towel that I've kind of used already here, and I put it under so then some air will go through, and it kind of keeps it off the craft mat. Because then I have more ideas of what else I want to do with this. Sorry, my chair is kind of moving around today. I want to grow this. Oh, Pegs, I love that. I was just talking about you, my sweet. So I'm just going to dry this. Are you already headed there, Pegs? I want to glow this up. I want to, so maybe we do that next Thursday. Next Thursday, so bring these papers just painted. And then next Thursday, we're going to glow them up. We're going to do all kinds of additions to them. Oh, what was the other thing I wanted to talk about? Well, I'm going to set this aside to dry. It's doing all right. Okay. Let's clean that up. I absolutely do. I absolutely do, Susan, or Valerie. Everybody take a drink, please. So before I start painting again on something else, I'm thinking that my new sticker needs to find a place of honor in my art journal. Stop it! Love it, love it, love it. Oh, there we go, there we go. Stop it. I love it, Keels. I love it, love it, love it. Right? That makes me so happy. Let's see. How are we doing on time? Still good, still good. Oh, you know what? Let's do some comfort book. All right. Truth and Courage and Karl Heinrich Ulrich's. Be yourself is perhaps the most common life advice on the planet, yet it is not always easy or even possible to follow. Imagine your own gender identity or sexual orientation being met with stigma and criminalization. Imagine, for instance, being a teenage boy in Germany in the 1830s and realizing without a single doubt that you were attracted solely to males. Maybe you would try to hide or suppress it or deny it. It's unlikely you would tell your family, and indeed, Karl Heinrich Ulrich's waited until 1862, when he was in his late 30s, before telling his parents he was an Urning, a term he himself coined, derived from Plato's Symposium, and attracted to men. Once he had taken that step, he took another, bigger one. He began to write the need for sexual reform. At first he did this anonymously, but soon he did so under his own name. His writings advocating for a scientific understanding of homosexuality continually brought him trouble with the law, and yet he kept writing. He stood in front of the Congress of German jurists in Munich and demanded the repeal of anti-homosexual laws, even as he was shouted down. Now recognized as a groundbreaking figure in the history of gay rights, Ulrich's had no easy life. His message and campaigning, and even his very identity, were met with fiery opposition. His books were banned and confiscated by police in Saxony and Berlin and throughout Prussia. Yet his spirit remained unwavering, and not confined to the subject of gay rights either. He was once imprisoned for opposing Prussian rule after the annexation of Hanover. Later, his health faltered, so he moved south to Italy, where it improved, and he kept writing and publishing his work at his own expense. His legacy today is immense. Professor Robert Beachy has referred to him as the first person to publicly come out. There are streets named after him across Germany. The International Lesbian, Gay, Bisexual, Transgender, and Intersex Law Association now has an award in his name. Though the personal cost for Ulrich's was huge, it is clear he had no regrets about being himself. He didn't need to wait for vindication of the future to realize he had done the right thing in standing up for people marginalized and punished for being themselves. Until my dying day, he wrote, nearing the end of his life, I will look back with pride that I found the courage to come face to face in battle against the specter that for time immemorial has been injecting poison into me and into men of my nature. Many have been driven to suicide because all their happiness in life was tainted. Indeed, I am proud that I found the courage to deal the initial blow to the hydra of public contempt. It is important to remember that while in our century there remain people ready to stigmatize and criminalize identities and beliefs they don't understand, there are also people like Ulrich's ready to stand up and be themselves at whatever personal cost. And that is a deep inspiration, indeed a deep comfort to everyone who has ever felt stigmatized or marginalized or like their truth is at odds with their time. Oh, man. You know what's so ironic that I just opened to that? I was talking to a young person last night, and they're struggling a little bit. And one of the things I said, and it was, this is so crazy how life is, isn't it? In my mom's eulogy, I talked about how she repeatedly through my oh, some pink's going on there, through my whole life, talked about the words of Shakespeare in Hamlet. She repeated these words to me: "To thine own self be true." And I just, like, it took me a long time to get it. Do you know what I mean? You know how sometimes your mom says things and you're like, yeah, because you're a kid and you know everything and all that jazz. Anyway, I said that to that young person last night. I said, to thine own self be true. You can only be true to you. And I said, because every time I have faltered and wasn't true to myself, who I really am, I caused myself such distress. All right. A little bit wetter, a little bit wetter. Let's do some more. I'm loving this idea of all these layers, because some are more pronounced than others. Some are, I'm trying to get all my spaces where I want some color. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Yes. Ooh. Okay. There we go. There we go. There's the green. There's the green that I was looking for. So this is just on, like I said, this is on just watercolor paper. Think of all the other things we could do. Do you know what I mean? Oh, excuse me, this is just on copy paper. So I'm gonna do that lift. So I'm taking that paper towel and scrunching it a little bit. And then finding a spot that I can lift. There we go. There we go. And just let it sit up a little bit and start the drying process. If I put this outside, it would probably dry in like 2 seconds because it's hot right now. So maybe I'll do that after class today. So just know that whatever you're going through in life doesn't have to be a something big. Just be true to yourself. Whatever it is, be true to yourself. You know. I mean, that's the crazy thing, isn't it? And I think as women, so many times we disregard our own feelings, our own thoughts, our own, right? What we know to be true for ourselves. We disregard it because of other people's feelings or whatever, which is so stupid. But we do. I know you've all done it. Don't you love the depth that just kind of happens on this? where some of these are super dark, some are light, some are even lighter. Yes, Lindsay, I swear, especially during this trying time, I got the loveliest, swear, Tammy, I thought you said just pooping. I'm glad it wasn't. Lindsay, so I got the loveliest package in the mail from Lindsay yesterday. And the card had a sentiment that was, went straight to my heart because she knew I was a mama's girl and she was too. But I'm also a daddy's girl. And so, and she sent me these lovely, spoonful of comfort. So you get soups and rolls and cookies and this beautiful ladle. And you know the box is so gorgeous that you know I cut that apart. And every single thing is wrapped in its own special box. And all the boxes are so beautiful. Just one sec, I'll show you. Because they're right here. So here's just a couple of them. Each thing, right? So this is the cookies. And wait till you see, and look at this. Look at this. Do you see? Oh my God. I'm totally making something out of this. And each box has a gorgeous quote on it. Today me will live in the moment unless it's unpleasant, in which case I will eat a cookie. And I totally ate a cookie. Delicious. Okay, here's the yellow one. Gorgeous. Totally different than the red one. And there's a green one and another yellow one. Oh my gosh. Can you tell they're just stacked up right here in my studio for me to think up something new to do with them? Because who knows? Oh my gosh. It's the loveliest gift. I got another set of friends sent Willier is just what? Worth it for just the box. Oh, and the delicious meal I didn't have to cook, right? A group of friends sent it to my dad's house. And my sister and I just fell madly in love with the boxes then. And so, we were both like, we can make something out of that. I'm totally creeping in on her. I'm totally getting her, stuck in the world of I can make something out of that. So remember next Thursday, we will take these up a notch. I love you too, Linz. Thank you so much. You touched my heart during such a weird time. So pretty. There you go. Well, I have some more to send her now. And I think I ended up with it all in my suitcase, Sienna. I don't know. You know what? In the end, your mom and I were just jamming stuff in our suitcases. Weird. Oh, shut up, magnetic closures. There you go. Ooh, maybe I could use some of these for fodder storage. Oh, that's a great idea. Keels. It's so beautiful that I was like, I can't throw that in the trash. My dad's like, are you ready for me to take that to the recycling bin? Because they have a really good, That's funny, Sienna. Guess what? Mine was too. Ooh, that's nice. Almost dry. So you see, we're going to do more. How are we doing on time? Can I do one more? Yes, I can. Everybody take a drink. I felt the love, Lindsay. I did. Oh my gosh, mine was so heavy. And you know what? When I got to Minneapolis, they asked for people to volunteer to gate check their bags, and I was like, there you go. Oh, this one has a little bit of green in it. Ah, well. Whoops. It's so funny. Some parts of this paper take the water and run with it, and some parts not so much. So anybody else watching anything good? Because I'm at a standstill. Although I did start to watch this show on the airplane. That's when I start a lot of things, because, you know, it's a long flight to Michigan, like 4 hours. And so I can kind of get in quite a few episodes if I'm watching a series. I did start to watch The Chi. Keels, have you watched that? It's all about Chicago and neighborhoods in Chicago, and it's really good. Anyway, and it's 6 seasons long, so I gotta find it on regular TV. Oh, I think she will. And can I tell you how much I delighted in the Maya dancing video you posted? Thank you very much, Sienna. Makes your auntie feel not so far away. This one I'm kind of pouncing more than the others. Let's see what happens. Right? It's all about experimentation. I know. Happy birthday to Miss Charlie May today. 4 years old. How did that happen? How did time go by that fast? I was just looking at the picture when she was a baby. Remember? I know. Me too, Keels. Me too. Oh, you guys. I'm loving that. I'm loving that. That is kind of just what the doctor ordered. So Sienna, I'll send some of these to your mom's, so then you guys can play with them. Or you can go to the dollar store and buy some bingo daubers. Well, hi, Nancy. Okay, so it's the simplest step 1. You know I like to do things in 2 steps, Nancy. So today we're just taking copy paper and daubers. These are water-based daubers. These are I got these on Amazon for like $20 for 6 of them. But you could use like a bingo dauber, whatever kind of daubers you have. Not moppers by Posca, because that has acrylic paint in it. But other daubers, right? So then we're daubing the paper, right? Like I did this one with blue. And then we're going over it with just a big brush and water. And then daubing some more color on there. You can see, so here's, why is it her favorite store, Sienna? Here's an example of the green one I did. Here's an example of the pink one I did, right? There you go. There you go. It is the green store. You're welcome, Nance. You're welcome. I bet you might. I bet you might, Lisa. So you're going to do a bunch of papers this week, Nancy, and then next Thursday we're going to glow them up. We're going to do something more with them. I love a two-parter. I love a to be continued. I used to hate those in shows, but now with the advent of streaming, where the to be continued can be watched like immediately right after, love that. And let's take some wadded up paper towel. There we go. Don't forget to look for the newsletter tomorrow. I'm gonna start trickling out information about the and Corbiere-Scott Designs birthday celebration on May 1st, our 4th birthday. I have sign-ups everywhere, Sienna, but I'll put you in. Well, is your email the same as it used to be? Text it to me, which one you use the most. Oh, you guys. Oh my gosh, I can't wait until next Thursday now. But I do have so many other things to work on. So if you got my newsletter, just before I left, I had a couple of assignments in there. One was to make some eclipse art, and I'm still gathering stuff for that. And then the other two were to take a jelly print and draw some lines on that, and then do some neurographic art. I have more that I want to do with this. I really want my purple to be a little bit more prominent, so I think I'm going to really thicken up my lines. I'm thinking about, I don't know, I have bigger aspirations for this one. So, I'm working on this one, and then, so you have lots of artsy homework to do, and then I also have this one where you're going to print off the Aunt Marie art printable, because this has all Sugar Island flowers. And I just thought, oh, what a better one to do this. And in the very center, you're going to trace around your hand, right? And then you're going to color the flowers outside of your hand. So you see how here I've colored right along the side of my finger. I'm just using colored pencils, but you could do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. So we have lots of artsy homework to work on until we meet again. And with that, I think we're at the end. We're 1 hour in. It went so fast today, didn't it? They always do, really. They always do. I adore you all. Thank you so much for hanging with me. Thanks for making art with me. And then, let's make art again next Thursday. And Tuesday. Ooh, Tuesday. I have some cool stuff to show you on Tuesday also. So be sure to open that newsletter tomorrow, because I'll start to give out some dribs and drabs of what we're going to do for our 4th birthday party. Yes, and Corbiere-Scott Designs is 4 years old. So fun. And I'll have some other little artsy inspirations inside. I adore you all. Thanks so much for joining me. I appreciate it more than you'll ever know. You fill my heart. You all fill my heart. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone.